distance between ranks is often not the same when you talk about a lot of prospects. Correct. So in that first tier, those guys that I think can be truly franchise changers, guys that can take it deep in the playoffs and beyond, Tua when he's healthy, and then Joe Burrow. I'd have Joe Burrow number one. I'd have him go number one to Cincinnati. But those two dudes kind of in the same bucket. When they're healthy, their ability, I think that they've shown enough to be franchise-changing kind of players. Tier 2, I've got Justin Herbert in a tier of his own. Okay. I just have him alone. That would be probably my number 3. Because I do think that he's good, although the pressure, kind of the outside stuff, what we talked about a little bit with Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert's going to get that same stuff. He doesn't have as much of that like badass outgoing swagger to him where I'm just not sure exactly how he's going to play. I love the arm.
There's still question marks around him.
I think the kid's got a good arm. You know, I think that he can have good accuracy too. A different system than Oregon's going to be interesting just because we know Oregon can get a little wacky with how much small ball they play, doing different screens and slants.
But that was never his strength, right?
Who, Justin Herbert?
Yeah.
I mean, it's now the system that he's kind of played in for a little bit. So now, I mean, when I was watching that Rose Bowl with Wisconsin, there were a couple throws where it's like the offense predetermined where he was going, and it was almost it's just an almost interception a couple of times. I'm like, man, we got to get that out of his head. You know, I know that there are going to be some design plays like that, but that's a transition too. Then I have in tier 3 Jordan Love, Jacob Eason, and then Jalen Hurts. I don't really know what's going on with Jalen Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts, but certainly him playing at Oklahoma, the offense being a little bit easier for him. There's a big transition. You know, can he put the ball where he needs to? Because you got to be an assassin in the NFL to move the ball. You've got to be able to put a football through a football-sized window sometimes. Yeah. Not sure Jalen Hurts can do that all the time, but certainly what he does with his legs, the kind of leader he is, the kind of person he is, that all goes into it too. Easton and Love, they got the arm, man. I mean, those dudes have some live arms. We're seeing it in Mobile, Alabama, what Jordan Love can do, but little inconsistencies with accuracy with Jordan Love, some inconsistencies with dealing with pressure with Jacob Eason. If you ask me which one worries me more, it's the Eason one, because you can get better accuracy. There are little things that you could do. Sometimes I would argue that touch is tougher to teach, but in terms of where you place a ball, maybe it's kind of repetition, different kind of throwing motion. You can change that a little bit. You can get better at accuracy. Dealing with pressure, that's often an internal thing that's tough to change in somebody, you know? So with Eason going to Washington, his situation was so comfortable. He was always going to be the man. There's no pressure there, unlike it was at Georgia. And then just kind of dealing with extra guys, you know, thinking stuff on the spot, mental processing. That's something that, I don't know if it worries me, but just it's something to think about with him as a prospect when I was watching his tape. So that's probably where I would rank the 5 or 6 guys in kind of those tiers right there.
So noticeably, Jake Fromm is not in that tier.
I just don't think Jake Fromm has the arm.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it boils down to. I think that Jake had more big-time throws this year than I thought he was going to, but I don't think he can do that enough.